Here we go. Okay. There you go.
We live in a world surrounded by technology. At school, at home, at work, we have computers, televisions, smartphones, iPads, tablets, game systems. The list goes on, and it's continuously growing and evolving. According to Forbes, the average American spends about 12 hours per day in front of computers and televisions. Studies have shown that so much focus on screens has led to a measurable difference in our physical and mental health. And what's even worse is that we've been modeling this unhealthy behavior for our children. The Medline Plus Medical Encyclopedia states that most American children spend about 5 to 7 hours per day in front of screens. So much time in front of these screens has led to, it's been linked to poor performance in developmental studies later in childhood and an increased risk of childhood obesity, attention problems, anxiety, and depression. Most parents believe that as long as what their children is watching is educational, that it's beneficial. But the truth is that too much screen time of any kind can permanently damage young developing minds. The solution to this problem is simple. Turn it off. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that children only get about 1 to 2 hours per day of screen time if they're over the age of 2, and that children under 2 shouldn't have screen time at all. You can decrease your family's screen time by removing computers, televisions, and game systems from their rooms and move them to a designated area, while still also limiting how much time per day they're allowed to use them. Instead of eating in front of the TV, turn the television off and eat together as a family at the table. Cutting out screen time can be hard, especially for families where television has become routine in the household. But kids are pretty resilient and will grow used to less screen time much easier than you probably think. I'm the mother of a 2-year-old. And in the past, I've relied on letting him watch the tablet so that I could do things like take care of household tasks, school assignments, and just plain relax without being bothered. But the problem was that he was becoming glued to the tablet and didn't want to do anything else. It got to the point where if it was even in the room, he would throw fits for it. One day, I decided that the benefits of screen time just weren't worth the negatives, and I hid it to where he wouldn't come across it. Out of sight, out of mind kind of thought there. And you know what? He hasn't missed it. Decreasing screen time can be hard at first, but eventually your kids will acclimate and be much happier. If we don't step up and take charge of our children's health and well-being now, we are setting them up for lifelong problems. Limiting screen time can be a hassle, but by not addressing this problem now, all we're doing is trading one problem for another. Right now, it might be bad attitudes or tantrums because we're taking away something that they've gotten used to having. But it can lead to problems later on that are a lot harder to solve. Psychology Today states that children who have too much screen time have a harder time making friends, and it gives them this immediate need for gratification, which is a pattern that mimics the dangerous cycle that psychologists see in patients with drug and alcohol addictions. Researchers for the online journal Emotion have found that children who have more screen time are less happy than those who have to spend more time with non-screen activities such as sports, face-to-face social interaction, and reading. So by taking away the screens, you are giving your children the gift of family, friendships, creativity, and the freedom to explore other interests. Science proves that parents should be limiting their children's screen time. We are in control of our children's lives and well-being. And if we don't take the necessary steps to change the way we're raising them now, then their still developing minds could be permanently damaged. But if we do, we could successfully be raising adults that are happier and more well-adjusted. So even though we are surrounded by technology right now, the choice is ours.